Today we are going to do the dynasty versus not the zombies, but the whole dynasty invited kind versus who is it? The Aztecs. It's the I can't pronounce that soldier's name. I can't pronounce that name. We're just gonna place a bunch of Aztec soldiers here. And they are going to try to invade the dynasty. Because they went, I think they went because let me give you some backstory. So the Aztecs so in an alternate timeline where the Spanish didn't conquer the Aztecs, the Aztecs learned how to go to other places. So they accidentally went in the middle of the dynasty. When I mean in Asia, and they decided to explore this place, but they didn't know there was other people there too, and they weren't so welcome of a bunch of immigrants going to this place. And this time, the Aztecs, like always solved things with war. And these soldiers were expecting another war. The dynasty has been expecting an entire war. So they sent a single monk, a bunch of Romans, and a bunch of samurai to combat before dangerous threats, along with some swordsmen and samurai with shields. Some fell in the hole. The Aztecs but samurai were very skilled. Which is a type of Aztec soldier, along with I don't know what is that even called? How do you even pronounce it? This soldier to fall into the One samurai was very terrified about this. Though I helped him get out of there, he was now ready to combat the superior threat. He was so when he went out, he was super brave. Though a bunch of arrows and spears defeated him. The dynasty realized it and sent in their ninjas and the Ronins, along with some more swordsmen. They invited their monks with shogun swords, and even some mushashis, even some mushashis. And a lot of monks, much more monks. The new samurai and Ronins that charged through this place. This army was much more strong. They got and elite monks with swords. And monks, I think, are elite monks. The Aztec brutally went through the dynasty was overwhelmed by these amazing Aztec One samurai swordsman was under a pile of dead bodies, but he shortly died after. The dynasty was a possible threat. So they send in firework chuko news. Hawacha crossbows, some Romans, and some monks. They also brought in Sensei Chuko news. More monks. And for some reason, some dragon holders and Sensei crossbow or Sensei Chuko ninja crossbows and some taekwondos. They were ready to take on this great burden of the brutal Aztec. Their master taekwondos did a good job at deflecting punches so taken out. The dynasty was now so desperate that this dynasty army to the Aztecs were unstoppable. The The Aztecs were baffled and stunned by the impressive weapons of the dynasty. They never seen firework archers and firework crossbows. They never even knew what a crossbow or Chuko knew crossbow was. They didn't even know what a katana, shuriken, or hawacha was in general. These firework Chuko's are gave the dynasty hope because if you think the firework archers were chaos, the firework Chuko's were goodness, this shirt is in this guy's hands, and I think it's sliced through. Oh my goodness, this shuriken is in this guy's spinal cord. Also, they were also destroyed. The Aztecs' army was absolutely obliterated by the dynasty for one more reason. Some of them knew the human anatomy because this guy got stabbed in the butt. This guy, I don't know. This guy. I remember one dude getting stabbed. This Aztec archer was final standing Aztec. The dynasty was victorious and found out that where the Aztec lived was Mesoamerica. So they went there with an even bigger number of soldiers. The Aztec dynasty brought a lot of soldiers to the battle. They brought a lot of men. So much men. The dynasty alerted Korea. There were many countries joined the battle. China joined the battle. Japan joined the battle. And more. All the Mushashis were in the battle. They sent a lot of Chukonunus, which were super destructive, and some Hawacha crossbows. They sent some ninja Chukonus too, and some sensei ninja Chukonus, along with some Taekwondo masters. They met the army of the Aztecs. With their big giant. With the kings. They also found the poison mage and the Aztec shield, along with some elite soldiers and spear throwers and more. I even found some commoners that they'll avenge that decided to join the fight. The battle was on. The Aztecs were shocked. The Aztecs back in Mesoamerica and were surprised by these ancient weapons again. Just like they were surprised to get the Aztec technology was so primitive compared to the dynasties. They got the dynasties got they got Chukonu crossbows which shoot fireworks and that can make Aztec soldiers fly in the air and either get nausea. This guy, it looks like this Aztec soldier is getting nausea tonight. Well, he's dead meat anyway, along with this dude. He's like, this was so destructive that it even did friendly fire. Poor good dude. I mean, he got shot in the spine by his own friend. Man, this is the Aztec soldiers were overran. At this point, the Aztec giant had little to no use against the overarching power of the dynasty. The Aztec king was killed in battle and was assassinated. When the Aztec king was assassinated, everything was against the Aztec because their king had died. Their king, when the firework arrow exploded, the king's corpse banged on a rock and then slid down it. With the Aztecs seeing their dead king, they were surely gonna be defeated, and they're gonna. The Aztecs fought till the end. Even with them killing tons and tons of warriors from Asia, it was still not enough to take on the rest of the Aztec. It was not enough to take on the overwhelming army of the dynasty. One Musashi kicked, sliced an Aztec shieldman, and then kicked him into the air, and he got wrecked. His corpse was flying in the air until it went through a rock and went flying again and hit the ground. This poor Aztec spearman has been the Aztec commoners were hopeless. This dude over here watched as the dynasty destroyed his home and was eventually kicked in the head and suffered a mild head injury. This elite Aztec soldier got hit by a firework arrow and was exploded and was defeated. This Aztec bone was trying his best to protect his country, was trying to protect Tenochtitlan. But there were too many, but the threat overwhelmed all remaining friends. The Aztec, he got stabbed. He got hit by a firework archer and went flying to his death. He was flying in the air. He was flying in the air so high. He was defeated. Though he survived, but fell down on the ground and died. One Aztec commoner was stuck. He decided to join the battle. He wanted to survive. His friend jumped into the pile of swords and was killed by the samurai and Chinese. He decided to jump through the sand. Through that. He was sliced. So, one more Aztec colony was walking. He's gonna sneak his way out. He decided to sneak through these guards, through these soldiers, especially the one from the guards shot. Tenochtitlan was conquered, and the dynasty successfully overran, destroyed. All of the remaining population was destroyed, and some of the survivors were taken as slaves. Most of them were slaves, while others were forced to change their religion to the dynasty religion and change the rules of these. The Aztecs will never be the same again, especially since they got invaded. Thank you for all that talking and stuff. And ignore the noise back there. And I think that's for it, guys, and bye!